Go.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Chemo Glow, where the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. Oh, my goodness. I'm so nervous and still, feeling so great about this podcast. Before we get started, let's talk about our YouTube channel, okay, guys? Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We actually have three channels. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am really nervous. Let me stop. Let me just stop because the person that I'm about to interview is so amazing. So, you guys pay attention to our YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Check out our Chemo Glow podcast. This is our live with Chemo Glow. It's also on there. Check out our glow moments. And our glow moments are the ones when I was going through treatment. And I actually videotape myself going through those treatments. So check out those glow moments. I would like to get up to 100 subscribers. Now, my nerves are gone because I am so excited about this guest, which means you guys need to watch on our Twitter and our Instagram and share and leave a comment, okay? Share and leave a comment. Now I'm going to say hi to everyone right now because this guest is so amazing. I want to focus on her. I will come back to all the people who sign in and see us, but Jeanette is amazing. My guest tonight continues to be a gift to so many women. Her life changed in 2008 when her brother and sister died of cancer. And she was diagnosed with cancer the same year. Can you imagine being diagnosed with breast cancer the same exact year? She was my guest for my episode 10 of Chemo Glow podcast, The Gift. She started a nonprofit organization, Celebrate Life '08, where they embrace celebrating life one day at a time. Her work is grounded in faith and empowers women to past their diagnosis. I want to thank her, Ms. Jeanette Tyson Gregory, for giving me the gift to celebrate today. Hey, Jeanette, how are we doing?
Hello, Regina. I'm good.
We're like all over the place right now. We have our producer on, we have our next guest on. Like, we have a lot going on right now, but we just gonna go with the flow, right?
Right.
Go with the flow. So, Michael, you hold off for a second. We're going to come back to you. You might stay on screen. It might just be us. But we're going to keep going. Jeanette, I just listened to our podcast the other night, and I listened to it again today. And I laughed so hard at some of the things that we talked about. So a lot of our guests don't know who you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Wow. I think you did a good job. I'm Jeanette Tyson Gregory, founder of Celebrate Life '08, and Regina just told you how it came into fruition, and we'll talk more about it.
Yes. So, Jeanette, Celebrate Life '08. Your brother was diagnosed with cancer, and he was given how many months to live when you found out?
It really wasn't months. He really hadn't gotten the complete diagnosis.
Okay.
He had only been to the doctor and found out that he did have cancer. And then on that Saturday is when the family went over to see about him, and we were just going to clean the house and be there with him. But we saw how sick he was and immediately took him to the emergency room, and he died the next day.
Oh,
so he never really made it that Monday morning to his appointment.
Tell us about your sister.
My sister, she was diagnosed with cancer like 5 years before 2008, and she had gone into remission. She didn't like that word. She said she was healed.
Yeah.
But in 2008, she had a bad cough. She went to the doctor and found out that she thought she had pneumonia, but really the cancer had come back and metastasized in like her lungs, her brain, her spine, it really just had ran rampant in different organs in her body.
Oh my
So
goodness.
on the day that my brother was transitioning,
Mm-hmm.
my sister was getting her final prognosis diagnosis of the cancer coming back.
Goodness gracious. And during that time, when you found out about your sister being diagnosed with, well, the cancer coming back, what was happening with you? What was going on in your life? What were you doing for your sister at that time?
Well, when she got the final diagnosis that she had 6 months to live, she found that out on the day that we were, just waiting. My brother, he really had passed, but the machines were still going.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me that day when it was over, she wanted everyone to come to my home and she would tell them that she had 6 months to live. We did that. And then after that, I still didn't know I had cancer. My plans were to walk with her, to be with her, to
Mm-hmm.
do all that I could for her. But I found myself reeling into a lot of tests and found out I had cancer.
Oh my goodness.
So I wasn't able to do as much for her as I thought I would do for her.
Mm-hmm. So
I
you
ended up doing a lot of tests.
so a lot of tests at that time. And once you finished up your tests, um, what was your next step? What did they tell you was next?
Well, the first diagnosis, I had two. I found the lump on the left side when I was taking a shower, and I was taking a shower in preparation to go and be with my sister at Duke Hospital, but it stopped right there. All my plans. I just immediately dried off, went
Mm-hmm.
straight to the doctor, no appointment, and almost like demanded that the doctor see me, and they did. And from that moment, my life changed, and I was sent to the cancer center. They got me in for the next day when usually you can't get in that quick.
Yes.
And that's when everything started. And so once I saw the surgeon, we were to make a decision. The decision was to remove the breast,
Mm-hmm.
do a mastectomy, not a lumpectomy.
Mm-hmm.
But the night before I went to the surgeon, I was just laying in my bed, and on the right side, I was just kind of praying over myself, just praying, just
Mm-hmm.
knowing what my situation was, and I couldn't sleep. I found another lump. So when I get to the surgeon, I didn't wake my husband up and tell him. I told nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me if my family knew. I said, no, I found it last night. Nobody knows. He told the nurse, go out and get her family. They all came in and we started from square one again. I'm already diagnosed on the left.
Yes.
So now we got to go through biopsies, everything. Bottom line, I had cancer
Yeah.
on both sides and I did a double mastectomy.
That is a
And
lot.
it was some of the longest tests, waiting for a test that I had ever done.
That's what I was gonna say. The process, the wait time. I know if you already had it on your left and then you gotta wait for your right, that's a long time to wait. And to have your loved one going through during this time, that's a lot to go on at one time. So when you
I
came out, go ahead.
Yeah, I really wanted them to kind of speed up the process because
Mm-hmm.
what I was thinking was if they would take me to surgery and then she would pass while I was on the surgery table in surgery, it just not been good for me. So it worked out fine because when I went in, the day that I went in for surgery, I had surgery. She talked to me and everything on the phone, but I only was there overnight
Mm-hmm.
because my daughters are nurses and my doctor just turned me over to them. He asked my daughter, so when you want your mama to come home? And she said, the next day will be fine. So he
Mm-hmm.
did. So
Really?
on the day I came home with those four drain tubes hanging. So
Oh,
on the day that I came home, she was released from the hospital at Duke. She was released because there was nothing else they could do, released to hospice.
mm-hmm.
So I was coming home and she was going home to be on hospice.
And when's the first time you seen her, like coming home from the hospital? Did she come by your house or did she go straight home? When was your first time to see her?
You got to know my sister Carol Tyson Colbert. She's a warrior,
If
and
she's anything like you, oh my goodness.
we're about the same. Let me put this piece of candy in my mouth.
Go ahead. Go
We don't
ahead.
have time to cough. All right. So, on the day I came home from the hospital, she came home from a derm.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband stopped her by my house to see me.
Mm, mm. Was she giving you any tips, knowing what you were about to go through and knowing what she has been through? Did she give you, like, did y'all have any type of conversation about what's next for you?
Nonstop. That's the type of big sister she was.
Mm-hmm. Even when
She
she was
gave me
going
so
through.
much advice.
And it helpful because you gave me that same advice. And because of your brother and your sister, Celebrate Life 08 came out. Through your
Yes.
pain, you put this organization together. And tell us a little bit about it.
And where Celebrate Life '08 came in was where they gave her 6 months to live, even though she lasted 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
We planned a celebration of life for her
Mm-hmm.
while she could still smell the flowers and hear the comments. And we did a Celebrate Life. And what it was a group of women that, that knew her,
Mm-hmm.
all women. And we had a dinner. And certain women got up and spoke, just encouraging her.
Mm-hmm.
And her son did a poem. It was just real nice.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
said, once it was all over and I founded Celebrate Life, I said I wanted to do that for women. So when they're in their final days, or even if they're just starting the journey,
Yeah.
that I will celebrate their life. And that's what we do. We celebrate life every day, whether it's a
Every day.
birthday, any kind of milestone in their
Mm-hmm.
life, we celebrate it.
And I know people have heard me say Jeanette Gregory. Like I said, I have to say your full name, Jeanette Tyson Gregory. For you guys that don't know what's going on, how I met Jeanette was because at one of your events, you were talking at the experience and you came out and it was in February because you know what? Breast cancer is just not pretty in pink in October.
Right.
This was in January, February time, and you came out to speak to a bunch of people, and I felt like nobody was listening. You said nobody's listening to me, and I said to myself at that moment that I was going to talk to you, and I was going to say, "Hey, I'm going to go get a mammogram," and it's because of you that I went and I got that mammogram. I talked to you and I said, "Hey, you gave me your card, you gave me your number, but little did I know I'd be calling you a week or so later to say I have cancer." I was only 36 at that time. So because you was up there doing and telling your story the way you tell it, like when you tell women, you need to listen. When you don't sugarcoat anything, and it's because you did not sugarcoat it. And then you did not leave that stage without catching somebody, and that somebody was me. So I appreciate that because of you, I can celebrate life right now. So your organization is amazing, and you're a gift to so many people. Your Facebook group that you have, tell us a little bit about that.
It's called thrivers.
Mm-hmm.
The word survivor, we rather be called thrivers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We still have life.
Mm-hmm.
We're still growing and thriving, even no matter what the diagnosis is, because there are many women in the group that are in fourth stage, the metastatic cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Some are done.
Yeah.
Some don't have cancer. So it's really women from all different states. We come together on the Facebook page. We encourage each other, post inspirational things. And it's a great group of women.
And because I've met so many people through that group, and on that group, you're on there every day. I wish I could get like you are on Chemo Glow. You post every day. You
Every day.
post every birthday, every milestone, and even when one of us has transitioned on, you post that as well. And I know that has to be heavy on you sometimes. So how do you take care of yourself?
Well, at first, I didn't know I needed to be taken care of
Mm-hmm.
until some of the ladies began to transition and I had become close to them
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I grieved like they were my sisters because they were my pink sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've had to have counseling. I had to go to number one. I had to go to a psychotherapist.
Uh-huh.
I ain't like that name, psycho. You know, but when you come out of cancer and chemo and radiation, some people get stuck with chemo brain,
Yes.
and for some reason, it would not leave me. Some
Uh-huh.
women they can go 2 years. I mean, I was at 8, 9 years and still had it. So they did the cognitive test,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not pass it. They sent me to an Alzheimer clinic with one of the best physicians there is. And he said, "You're a long ways. You don't have Alzheimer."
Mm-hmm.
I could not pass the cognitive test. So what they did, I went through therapy, and all that was going on was my brain was so full. I had not released anything. I had not grieved brother, sister, or even
Yourself.
myself. Because when you go through cancer, that's grief.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I didn't start grieving until my girls were born. They're 4. I'm 9 years out. And it wasn't until I seen their face and I started thinking about what about them? What about the genetics? What have I passed along to my daughters? So my
Right.
grief started there, but I didn't know how heavy it was because cancer has no bedside manner
Wow.
whatsoever. It doesn't care what you're doing.
Mm.
It'll cuss at you. It'll fight you. It'll kick you. It will do all kinds of things to you. And you're like, oh my goodness. When they talk about this fight, you mentioned the war. It is truly a war because
It
it has
is.
no bedside manner. It does not care that you have a loving husband or you have children or anything that's going on in your life. It has no bedside manner. So the fact that you give so much of yourself, because it doesn't have any bedside manners, and we were talking earlier on the phone or through our text messages, just saying that people are going to pass from breast cancer and other cancers. How do we continue to live? How we continue to celebrate life? And it's important that we do. So I know that you have started working on, well, you've already worked on 3 books, if not more by now, because I have 2 of them.
Right. Yeah. It's
And
12.
now look at here. Well, I have a favorite. I have a couple of favorites. Okay, I know there's one that you talk about the craziest thing that people say while you're having cancer. What's the name of that book right there?
100 things you do not say to people that have cancer. Because, people can be disrespectful. And I think sometimes they think that they're encouraging you,
Mm-hmm.
but you hear just crazy things like
Mm-hmm.
you're just beginning your journey and they're telling you that their mother died. Oh, how encouraging.
I had someone tell me that I received, the reason why I have cancer is because I got a mammogram. Mm, yeah. And I was like, really? It saved my life. But they was like, no, that mammogram gave you cancer. Like you
Wow.
said, I'm just gonna keep on moving. And I've heard so much stuff like it, just crazy stuff. So I am so happy that you came out with that book. What's the title of one? Somebody said "Wow" themselves, right? Tasha
Yeah.
Prescott said, "Wow, it is so crazy what people will say while you have things going on with you." Um,
Right.
did anybody get sick while you were sick? Like, did they all of a sudden when you were sick?
So many people got sick. And I talked about this. Every time I speak, I talk about the people who mysteriously get a cold when you got cancer. And, they haven't come to see you, which
Hmm.
there very many people coming anyway, because my daughters didn't allow people to visit because I was on chemo and my immune system was taking a whipping with that chemo.
Hmm.
But I would have people call and then they would begin to cough and they would say, I meant to come to see you today. I got this cough and I just don't want to come. And I'm thinking the whole time you weren't coming anyway.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
think it's horrible that people can't think of another excuse because everybody gets sick when you're sick. A
Hmm.
reason why they can't come to see you. And what they don't realize, they really don't have to come. You
Exactly.
can send cards, texts, flowers, money.
Yes.
So when you got a cold, just send a card.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I had someone. The worst thing that I can say that somebody did was they bought a black dress
Oh,
and posted that they bought that black dress.
my.
And I was like, wow, I've only been 2 weeks into my diagnosis. I keep taking my glasses off because the side effect from one of the medication is hot flashes, and my glasses are fogging up, so I cannot even see over here. But like you said, we keep thriving through this, right?
Right, right.
Some of the things that we go through, from the side effects from chemo brain to some of the medication that you're on. And chemo, again, it takes you through. It takes you through. It's a real crazy process. So that's one
Yes.
of your books. And tonight, guys, let me tell you, we have another guest that's going to be coming on shortly. Not yet, but coming on shortly. And we are going to talk about one of your books that you had other caregivers, husbands, actually help you with this book. Tell us a little bit about the three books that are on the screen, um, that we see right here: Comforting Words for a Weary Heart.
The comforting words for a weary heart, I wrote that because a lot of times when people lose loved ones that are going through cancer,
Mm-hmm.
people still don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand grief.
Yes.
And so I wrote this book and it starts out, it talks about, what is grief? It's a natural response to a loss, but it's really not a place that you have to park for the rest of your life. But nobody can push you and tell you how long your grieving moment should be.
That is so true. Like, they tell you that the time is over. You haven't gotten over that yet. That's ridiculous. And then you have enough. Go ahead.
And one of the things in that book, it says there is no time limit for grief, and there is no one that has the authority to say get over it.
Mm,
People can. I like to write books that educate. Most of my books they're not very long
mm-hmm.
because when you're in chemo and you want to pull a book out to read, I make my books small enough to go in a purse. Some of
Mm.
them, and the words in them are they're big. The font is a bigger font because sometimes you get a little blurred. Your
Yeah.
vision is blurred during chemo.
Yes.
It's like glassed over. Your eyes are glassed over. And the other one is Inspirations
Mm.
by Jeanette.
Yes.
And this book is just inspirations that I put out on Facebook, Twitter every day. These show up somewhere about all topics.
And with your inspirations, when you were writing those, did you know that you were going to be putting it in a book?
Um, this is Inspirations is not the first one that I wrote,
Uh-huh.
but the first one, A Lighthouse of Inspiration or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It was intentional to be a book
Whoa.
because when I went through chemo on the days that I felt good,
Mm-hmm.
it was my intention to encourage others. I've always been one that wants to encourage, uplift, and empower.
Yeah.
So, people say, well, did cancer do this? No, Jeanette already did that.
And
But
that's what
cancer intensified it.
yes.
Because once you go through cancer, you don't have time for foolishness and play, and
Mm-mm.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
Cancer leaves you with I better do it today attitude.
Yeah. And God knew what he was doing when he put you in my life. Because some people know I was a little angry. And the first thing I said to
A
you,
whole bunch angry.
look, I had to call our girl Dina. And, Dina, I was like, I need to talk to her. And she said she is the person, right? She is the person you need to talk to. And I think by doing the experience and having you there that night, there was that connection. And I was a firecracker, spitting mad, just met my fiance, just was proposed in September. Here it is, February. We're getting married in June, and I was diagnosed with cancer. And the first thing I said, I don't want to hear nothing from no church folks.
Right.
And you sat there and you listened, but you also gave it to me, and I appreciate that. And again, you've done that for so many women, but let's talk about the men that you have helped. And you did that through your next book that we're going to give away free. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about that
Love me so I can live.
one.
What people really don't understand about when we go through cancer, it's not the cancer so much that even kills us.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the side effects, and sometimes people are grieving going through cancer because they're neglected. Sometimes there are women whose husbands walk away from them, and it leaves them in a depression. Love is the most powerful medicine that you can give anybody going through cancer, any sickness, any disease. A hug, a good word. I know my husband used to look at me and tell me how pretty I look with and I would look and wonder what he was looking at. It was nice for him to say it. I look back at those pictures now and say, what was he saying? But when you go through chemo,
Mm-hmm.
my hair came back. At first, it came back gray. I was 54. And I said, well, I'm going to have to deal with this. But I woke up one morning and saw the black coming. I'm 66 now and it's still trying to turn gray. But the black came back. And so you're always looking at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people who see past the sunken eyes, the swollen cheeks, the bald head.
Mm-hmm.
And like my husband would say, you look pretty today.
Yeah.
And Love Me So I Can Live. It's just a book. It's really good for men who are going through the process with their wives.
Mm-hmm.
It helps them to know what to say, what not to say, and what to do. Because as men, sometimes they don't know what to do when you're sick.
They don't. They want to fix it.
They
Like
want to,
they want to fix it and they can't fix it. And here like for me, 16 days in, and then we're, just married, and 16 days I'm on the table, and you want to fix it. And then
right.
I'm looking at myself like I don't see what you see anymore because
Yeah.
everything is hitting you like a freight train, and they want to fix it. And I think this book right here is so amazing. And you had some people who contributed to the book, right? Um,
Yeah.
and one of the individuals is Michael, and he's going to come in as our special guest to talk about his wife, Rose, of 22 years. She passed in 2015, and I actually had the honor of meeting her because I
Yes.
spoke at one of your events. And he continues to share his wife's story to educate so many people about breast cancer. So, guys, we're going to bring in Mike. And hey, hi,
Hey
Michael. How
y'all,
you doing?
I'm good. How
Hello,
about you?
Michael
Hey,
Virgil.
hey Jeanette, Greg, you my bestest friend. How are you, dear?
I am good.
I am
Good, good,
loving
good.
that. So, just tell us a little bit about your story about Miss Rose. Just give us some information there.
Well, I met Rose in 1992. You know how they say Walmart has everything.
Yeah.
Well, Walmart had everything. You know how they say when you know that you know that you know.
Uh huh.
I was in Walmart one night because I had transferred to the store. I was living in South Carolina at the time, and I transferred to a store in Charlotte.
Uh huh.
And I was in there shopping for my apartment, and I saw Rose in there. And something came over me and said, "You're going to be with her." And to this day, I still remember what she had on: purple polka dotted dress.
All
That's
right
how
now.
you. That's how you know when you know what you know. Okay,
Yeah.
so to we got I met her in '93, June of '93. We got married in December of '93. Okay, that's how you know when you know what you know.
You knew.
Okay, I knew. Believe me when I tell you, I knew. Um, we were cruising along, everything was going along pretty good. Then in '07, she gets this news.
Yeah.
Um, they called her at work. I was home because I was working in the evenings in the lab, and I go to her job. We cried a little bit in the parking lot. Drove separate cars home because I had to go there to meet her. But anyway, the whole time in the car, I'm going, "Come on, come on, come on." Okay, move forward a little bit. The whole family, we gathered because the oncologist wanted us to come in. He was going to discuss what the procedure was going to be, so on and so forth. It was so many of us in the waiting room that they couldn't believe it because when they took us in the room together, we all couldn't fit. So,
Hmm.
so when he told us what the procedure was going to be, I just basically said, "Let's do it. Let's get it done." So we got it done. Cancer went in remission for 4 years.
Uh huh.
Came back in year 5. We came back. It was just the whole thing of here we go again. But to go back to what Jeanette was talking about a little while ago about the hair falling out,
Yeah.
that was one thing for me that was hard for me to deal with because it didn't affect me like it affected her. Because I remember the morning that she was in the bathroom and she came out and she had this big clump of hair in her hand and she was crying. And I said, "You still look sexy to me. I look at you don't understand." That whole spiel.
Yeah.
So as time went on, her brother was a barber. He came up, cut her hair off, and I said, "You still look sexy to me. I don't care." Okay.
Hmm.
So now fast forward a little bit as I said, when it came back in year 5, it was just this whole process of why I don't understand what's going on. This whole thing, and again, as you said earlier, trying to fix it, you know, and really couldn't fix it because it was beyond my realm. But hey, we did what we needed to do. Everything was great. Goes into remission again for a year, and then it comes back. The crazy part about this whole thing is this, as I told Jeanette when I was writing the book, that my wife had been trying to prepare me 2 years before her passing. Okay. She wanted to have the discussion with me one time in the kitchen, and I point blank told her, I'm not going to say exactly what I said.
Hmm.
However, it was very colorful. And I said,
Hmm.
basically, I'm not trying to have this conversation with you right now. I'm not. She said, okay, knowing that eventually we're going to have it. So when it came back the third time, I said to her, "Honey, it's going to be a little bit different, but you're going to be okay." I did not know how different it was going to be.
It has no
Um,
bedside manner. Cancer
yeah,
has no
it
bedside
doesn't
manner.
care. And that's when I share the story, her story, I tell people all the time, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what color you are, it doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care. As long as it gets someone in the process, it feels like it's accomplished its job, So going through when they were looking at trying to find other medication for her. They even took it as far as her oncologist actually took her case and presented it at a symposium in San Antonio, Texas, to see if they could come up with something that could help her along.
Hmm.
The only thing they could come up with if there was a clinical trial. Okay. Of course, there wasn't anything. So then he said, well, listen, I've run out of options, basically, and I mean, this guy was really good at what he still gets my respect to this day. I've run out of options. I don't know what else to do. He said, I really like you guys. I don't know what to do. He said, we might want to start looking at hospice. So at that time, I didn't really understand.
Wait, hold on
hospice.
for a sec. Hold on.
Sure.
Mentally, we have a good question up here because this goes into how do you mentally support your loved ones while they're going through cancer? Like for me, I tried to have that same conversation with my husband because he hadn't gone through anything or lost anything.
Right.
And I just told him mentally, you need that support. So, I would ask people to call him to support him because he's not going to reach out because he needs to fix it. Jeanette, when you were writing this book, you asked him to be a part of it and he was ready, but you acknowledged that. But because of that, we started having conversations because of this book. So how do you mentally, and I'm going to ask both of you, how do you mentally support someone who is going through? And I'll start with you, Jeanette, first. How do you mentally support someone like that?
When you say mentally for them, their mental, their emotions.
Well, she's asking, what is the best way we can mentally support loved ones who are going through cancer? So she's that caregiver. That person is that caregiver.
Right.
Mentally support them while they're going through.
I think one of the best things that people can do is like Michael, you have to have the conversation. A lot of times people don't want to hear what you're saying because I've had people on the other end of the spectrum where my sister was one, she was a straight shooter. It's like, look, I'm dying. Nobody wanted to hear that word. She was telling her truth.
Yeah.
But many times I always say, you cannot make it about you. You have to keep your whole focus on the person that's going through, because when you make it about you, then you on your own. You've really pulled away from what they need.
Yeah.
It's all about it. It's one thing I can't stand to hear is a caregiver always complaining, girl, I'm tired. They wore me out. I was up all night. I was at the hospital. Nobody wants to know anything about what's going on with you. Because if you care enough about them, you're going to focus on your loved one and take whatever it is that you have to take to see them through.
I told my husband I could hear him outside the door before he walks in to give me my food, my medication, whatever, take a deep breath. And that was okay with me. But he took that deep breath before he would walk in the door. So that was okay with me. So for you, how did you, Michael, mentally support your wife, knowing, you said she was trying to prepare you, right?
Right.
2 years before. When did you recognize that, guess what, I need to listen? I need to switch it up a little bit.
Once we really sat down and had the conversation, even prior to the conversation, I said, this is not about me. This is about her. And my focus immediately shifted to her, what I needed to do for her. Was it tough? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Did I have good days and bad days? Absolutely. Did I have days where I just wanted to throw my hands up and say, I can't do this? Absolutely. However, I understood what my position was. I understood what I needed to do. I understood that she couldn't go through this by herself. She needed me to be there for her to go through this. Some people don't want to deal with that. I made a choice. Yeah. I choose to deal with it. I went through that emotional roller coaster ride, all those feelings but the thing about it is I never let her see that from me.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she was relying on my strength as well.
Right.
I got strength from her, but more so she was relying on my strength, my support to say, hey, we're going to be okay. We're going to make it through this. Even on the dark days, honey, It's gonna be all right. Stick with me. We gonna be okay. We gonna
Yeah.
make it. You know, I was her biggest cheerleader. You know, and that's the part that men have to understand. You gotta understand your position and your role. You gotta understand it. You have
Yes.
to understand. If you don't understand it, you're just basically setting yourself up for failure. You're gonna be mad because first you're not even trying to understand what's going on. That's the first thing. The
Mhm.
second thing is if you really want to understand what's going on, go with her to her treatments. Go with her when she goes to her oncologist. Go with
Yes.
her, go
Yes.
with her,
Say it again.
go with her when she's these little groups. Like when I met Jeanette, for example, I come to the event. I'm the only guy there,
Mhm.
Right.
aside from the photographer and the guy
And
that was
Mr.
shooting the video.
Gandy.
Exactly.
Yep.
But ask me
We
if I
love to
cared.
see it.
I didn't care because I
Yeah.
was there for her.
Yeah.
Okay. And then to see the women, the bond with the women. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, men, why aren't you here supporting your significant other? You know,
Yeah.
if Rose was still here today, she would tell you anything that she had regards to cancer.
Mm.
Michael Jerome Virgil was there.
Yes.
I was
Government
there.
name.
That
Yes.
was my whole government name. I was there. You know, so that's the part that people have to understand. You got to step away from yourself and say, you know what? This is bigger than me. This is not about me. This is about this person. You know, this is about the one I love. You know, and I've got to do what I've got to do. There were a lot of days where I was like, man, this is kind of rough. But you know what? I said, you know what? Suck it up and let's go get it.
Right.
Go
Let's
get it.
make it happen. Let's do it. Let's just make it happen. And
Yeah.
Jeanette will tell you, and this is why Jeanette and I are good friends to this day, because even when I was really going through some dark moments, Jeanette
Mm-hmm.
used to call me on a regular basis. How you doing today? How's everything? How is Rose? She always did that. And so when she reached out to me to ask me to participate in the book, the crazy part for me, I was writing while I was at my desk. Now hear me, I'm not a writer. Not
Mm-hmm.
a writer. But what I was writing about was what I was either experiencing the day before or what I was dealing with through the week or how I was feeling at work. You
You
know?
have
And
to.
and
You
this is
have
what
to
I
let
wrote
those
about.
out.
Absolutely. And this is what I wrote about. And then as we talked earlier, you know, it was a form of therapy for me. You know, it helped me to get through it. It helped me to understand what I was dealing with. It helped me to understand the obstacle that I was trying to overcome. And the other part, as you ladies talked earlier, we men have a tendency to try to, we want to fix it, we want to fix it, we want to fix it. But I stepped back and said, you know what? This is what I can't fix. This is
Mhm.
beyond my realm. So what I have to do is ride this horse and let's see if we can win this race. You know, and that's what I did. You
Mhm.
know, and I tell people all the time that you have to figure out what your strength is in a situation like that. You have to dig down deep. You know, you have to step away from yourself and don't make it about you because it's not about you. It's bigger than
Right.
you. It's
It
bigger
is
than you.
so bigger than, and by saying that, like we have someone who's on right now that is like, would it be insensitive of me if I offered the opportunity, right? If I offer the opportunity to my best friend and her husband to reach out to you, Michael, to help him get through this. It is
Absolutely.
not, do it. You know
Absolutely.
how many
Reach out.
phone calls I get
And give him the book.
and
Yeah.
give
And
them
give
the
them the
book.
book.
And what I
Absolutely.
need you to do, Vaughn, is please email us at chemoglow@gmail.com, and we will send you this book. We're giving
Right.
away books tonight. So we will send you a book. Please email us at chemoglow@gmail.com if you would like one of the 3 books that Jeanette is giving away tonight. If we surpass what we're giving away, Chemo Glow is going to go ahead and make a donation to Jeanette's foundation, because guess what? I'm telling you, if I didn't have her speak that, if she did not speak that night, I would not be sitting in front of you right now. And we need to take care of the women, take care of the men, take care of the caregivers. So it's not insensitive. You can hand that book with the phone number in it, how to
Absolutely.
contact. She,
Right. The information is in the book.
everything is
The
in the book.
contact.
It's in the
Yes.
book. Yeah.
Yes. There's so many people that I've met, including Jill, that her husband is a great mentor for men. We need to see more of that. After Jeanette's book, after my husband talked to Jeanette, he opened up. And guess what he's doing now? he is now talking to other men. I just had someone call me not too long ago, and I talked to the wife, and my husband talked to the man, talked to the husband that day. So it all depends on what the need is. So, guys, please make sure that you reach out to us. That
Absolutely.
book is amazing. And
Especially the men. Especially the men.
Yes.
I gotta be honest with you. I've shared Rose's story with so many men, and to see the look on their face and to look at me, I've had two men actually cry in front of me. But other men that I've talked to, it's like, and I just say, your wife is not an object. You know, she's not an object. You need to be there for her, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, no matter how tough it is. You got to be there. You know, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to yell and holler because I've done it all. You know, I remember when I stood in my living room after she passed away. I stood there. Now you're gonna laugh at me right now. I stood there and was telling God, "You said this. You said that." I'm sitting here telling God what He already said. Like He's looking at me like, "Really? I know what you're talking about." You know what I mean? And so the thing about it was, when I had that moment, I was mad because of what we asked, what God said we should do. But what I didn't realize at the time was what she wanted. Had nothing to do with me.
Right.
Okay. It was what she wanted. And I think that's the part that a lot of people miss. You know, if the person knows that they might not make the cut, you got to do what they want you to do. You can't make it about you. You know, because 9 times out of 10, the person knows that they're probably not going to make the cut. Okay. They know. So if you step back again, like I said, step away from yourself and stop making it about you. It's about them, and do what they want you to do. If they say to you, "Hey, I need you to go outside and turn the hose on and put some water on me," you ain't even supposed to ask why. Okay, let me go get the hose and put some water on you, right? Because it might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to them. You know what I mean?
Know
because that's what they want.
I requested something, and then when he brings it to me, I'm like, "Why'd you bring this to me? You said you wanted
you said that's what you wanted."
And when I said no, I didn't, he'd just be like, "Sweetie, what else you need?"
But you know what, Regina?
Go ahead.
You know what, Regina? When you said that, the worst thing a caregiver can do is never ask them what they want, but always tell them what's best for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because when you're in your final stages, you're not trying to eat Chinese food. Number one, you don't want to smell anything that smells like that. You have to give them what they want to eat. And a lot of times it will end up being like a cheeseburger. And you'll be like, "Well, that's not healthy." Who's talking about being healthy when they're in their last moments?
I've been my last.
It might be a piece of cake or an ice cream sandwich.
Oh my God.
And like Michael said, people can no longer make cancer about them when they're trying to take care of a loved one. You got to focus on them and not you. You'll get your attention somewhere else down the line.
Yes. When my husband told me to be selfish, I didn't understand what he meant. He's like, "You need to be selfish and take care of you. Tell me what you need, and I will make sure that
make it happen.
I'll make it happen. I'll provide for you. And when you don't know what you need, I'm going to fill in the gaps for you."
Exactly.
And he's right there, and he was at every appointment. They didn't care about me. Where your husband at? He's parking the car. He wanted to make sure I got it safely. But being there, and we know it's not easy.
It's not.
But what I want you to do is think about that person who's actually going through, and remember that cancer has no bedside manner.
It doesn't care. You know,
Regina, it doesn't care.
It doesn't. It's like when it was getting down to, I want to call the nitty gritty. I tell people all the time, it's hard to watch somebody go from 100 to 0. But when hospice stepped in, you know, they asked some questions to us and they said, "Did you guys have anything that you wanted to do?" And this was like in January of 2015. And I told them, I said, "Yeah," I said, we was planning a trip to Hawaii. I was going to take her to Hawaii. So hospice said, "We can make that happen for you and give you money." This is me. I stepped back. I said, "Really?" This is me. Look, free 99. I'm all day long.
Did you say free 99?
I said free 99.
Oh my God.
I said free 99. I said that's my price. So Rose and I both laughed, right? So what they had to do was check with the doctors to make sure that it would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was going into April. So, they said, well, they felt like the trip would be too much stress on her because the tumors had spread to her lungs and her heart at that time. And she had to kind of lean forward to be comfortable. So they said, well, we can do this. And is there anywhere else where you want to go? So we had a grandson that lived in Tampa at the time. And we said, well, we, Florida, we like to go to Florida. They said, well, we can do that. So, but she wasn't, Rose. I said, okay, so Rose wasn't feeling too well. So I told her, I said, listen, honey, if you don't want to go on this trip, we don't have to. I said, we can stay here. We can do whatever you feel like you want to do. Mm-hmm. No, honey, I want to go on this trip. I need to go on this trip, so on and so forth. Okay, great. They flew us first class.
Oh, wow.
Put us up this really, really, really nice place on the beach. You had a sliding door here and a sliding door there. So you could open the doors and the breeze will come through. It was right on the front of the beach. That particular weekend we were there, we watched 7 weddings on the beach that day, when we were there that weekend.
Are you serious?
I kid you not. It was amazing. And it was hard for her, but she made the best of it. We made the best of it. It went from, where I had to, help her with her clothes on, give her a bath, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it was doing what I was supposed to do, what I needed to do for her. The doctor had said that once we got back from Tampa, he would not come back to the house because she would go downhill. When we got back from Tampa, about a week after, just like the doctor said, she started going downhill. It was the hardest thing in my life I ever had to deal with and go through. It was really, really hard. But the whole time, I was there. Come on, honey. Me and you, like it's always been. Let's go. We got to make this happen. We're going to do what we got to do.
And you had your free 99 vacation.
I had my free 99 vacation.
And you guys, what people don't understand sometimes is, Africa said it earlier, it's expensive. Cancer is expensive.
Absolutely.
That's why Celebrate 08 is here, because it is expensive.
It really truly is. And it's not only expensive from a financial standpoint, but it's also expensive from a personal standpoint. And what I mean by that is a lot of sacrifice involved.
Yeah.
You have to, whether you like it or not, you have to pay a price. And you have to be strong enough to pay that price.
Yeah.
You might not like the outcome, you might not agree with the outcome, but it's not your call.
It's not your call.
You just have to you just pay the price, you deal with it, and you say, okay, this is where I am now, this is where we are. And then what you have to do is just start over, for lack of a better term.
And like you said, like the things that, like I was telling God that, like, I'm not talking to you no more. You're in timeout. And my husband's like, you can do that all day long because he sit right there. So just
exactly
what it is.
Exactly.
But the book, actually really does help so many people. Hearing from husbands, hearing from caregivers, hearing from loved ones. It is so important. So guys, please make sure, if you are interested in any of these books, that we are giving them away. All you have to do is make sure, yes, Jeanette, 22 books. So you self-publish, you are not playing. And they can actually purchase them on your website as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the ones that we're giving
12. It's 12 books, not 22.
Okay.
I can knock out 22, but not yet. It's 12. But something, I was thinking about the other person that asked the question.
Yeah.
To be honest, we want to give them some good, solid information.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
It's key.
It is.
It's key.
You need to talk about it. And you also need to find a person that you can talk to honestly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, we're asked, well, how's the loved one doing? And you say, oh, they're great. Are they really?
Yeah.
And then the next week we hear that they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to tell all your business.
Mm-hmm.
You may need somebody that may want to pray with you or talk to you, and you keep up that face of everything's okay. Yes, everything's okay. Sometimes you want to say, I'm tired.
Yes.
I don't know what to do. The doctor said this. It may not be but 2 more days.
Mm-hmm.
That will give people time to kick in and really help you.
And help you out.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can't walk it alone like it's, because I talk to people like it's a breeze. Okay, it's a breeze, and you got somebody that's in hospice. It's the truth
It's the truth. It
that
really
We
is
makes
the
us
truth.
pray.
we
It is.
have to stop the silence. We have to make sure that we are talking and that we are communicating. Because I can
Truthfully.
call you Jeanette and say anything. Like I was saying anything.
She sure was. And we can't say some of the words.
But I knew that I could call you and say those things and I didn't feel judged. Like you allowed me. So we need to make sure, like Talanya says, we have to stop the silence.
We have to.
Communication is the key.
Men, if you're listening, men, please, please, please don't try to go it alone. Communicate. See, I always say one thing about women. I'm going to give you something. You guys are going to laugh at this. Women can bond on anything. Okay. And I'm a living witness to it. Be in the grocery store with your wife, another woman, complete stranger. Your wife might have a pocketbook or a pair of shoes, and the other woman says, "Girl, I like your pocketbook. Girl, I like your shoes." And then a whole conversation
Station
starts.
will come out of there.
Right? Men, we don't do that. We don't talk to each other. You can acknowledge another man, and he'll look at you like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you speaking to me?"
Yeah.
So men, please hear what I'm saying. Don't try to go this alone. Talk to somebody. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell. It's okay to do all those things. Don't let nobody tell you different. When you do those things, those are going to be the things that's going to help you get through. Because if you keep it pent up inside you, there's going to come a moment where your significant other is going to ask you to do something, and you might not feel like doing it. So all that frustration in you is going to explode. And it's going to explode directly at her.
And communication, like we said, is a key. Like Jill
Absolutely.
said recently, she has a lot of calls in reference to how to support friends and family members. Miss Jeanette, do you also have a book about how to tell your children that you're going through cancer?
Yes. Mommy has cancer. What does it mean? We have this book. It's a very elementary book.
Mm-hmm.
It has the large letters, and you can really just like I asked mommy where this cancer came from and how did she get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this book that just goes in to explain that.
Mm-hmm. And
yes,
we have to make sure that we give you the information you need, but you also, there's so many things out there, but I want you guys to go on to Jeanette's web page, because she has everything up there from education. She also has, let's talk about this right quick, because I know you have seen it, Michael, that new pink, what is that vehicle
PT
that
Cruiser.
you have?
That PT
it's a mammo. It's our mammo cruiser.
Memo cruiser that you
Yeah.
fill up to with gift bags.
Gifts. Yeah.
Give gifts. You gave a gift to one of my friends. You showed up at the appointment and was like in, out, said what you needed to say, and you.
I'm
and
gone.
That's it.
And my friend was like, I can't believe she just showed up like that. I was like, I told you I had somebody for you.
And tomorrow it's going to be in a parade in Gastonia.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're going to lead the parade out with my pink car.
That pink car is doing so much. So
But
much.
you know, I was looking at, I'm not supposed to be looking at the notifications that come up.
Go ahead.
But I'm nosy. and I can't remember what it was, speak more. Can you speak, I guess, spiritual more than reality?
Yep.
And in this book, which I'm going to send that person because I know her,
Mm-hmm.
a hug a day will keep the doctor away. That's the chapter that many should read that are married and taking care of a loved one. And Matthew 8:16, the words you speak are very powerful.
Mm.
It doesn't matter if they are encouraging or negative, they all carry power. Every word you speak out of your mouth frames your world. These words determine how far you go in life. The same words can speak life or they can cause death. Continue to speak the word of God over your life. It is the key to your destiny of long life, prosperity, and good health. Get the word. And I'm going to send that book too. Comforting words is a good word. The word is the word. Speak over your husband.
Yes.
Don't let him hear you talking negative, acting negative. And people say, well, that's not pretending. The most powerful thing you can speak over him is the word. And you speak life, because we can speak death over people. We can whisper in the room and think they can't hear it, and they're on their last breath and heard everything you said. That's why my family didn't allow people to just come in and look at me. I was in the hospital for a whole week. I was bald, I was sick, and I had lost the weight. I didn't want anybody coming in just like it was a peep show.
Right.
And I didn't want them to leave negative words like, oh my gosh, she looks so bad. Look at her. So we got to be careful what we speak over people. And I will be sending this book. I think I saw Ernestine Hall.
Yes.
You're going to get all of it. That's my Florida girl. She got access to everything over here.
Well, someone wants you to show your children book illustration again. If you can just hold that up, because that book is so amazing when you're talking to kids. Like right now, I still have, my kids are asking about my scars. They see them. How do I talk about these things? This is
right.
So important that we actually talk, communicate to our kids, to our loved ones as well.
Right.
Communication is the key.
It talks about the bad, ugly cells, the tumors.
Oh, wow.
They're called bad, ugly cells. And you know what? You can read this to a grown-up.
Yes.
Because when you're talking cancer, you don't need to go over people's head. Keep it as elementary as you can so they will understand what you're talking about.
Yes. Simple. Keep it simple. And when people are calling you in the midst of all this, you always kept it simple with me. You kept it simple and you directed it towards me. Like, I'm calling you about me. I appreciate that. Even when I talk to friends and say, hey, I have someone for you, I tell them, just give her a call because she's going to tell you or connect you with the resource. The fact that you now have your pink, what you call your cruiser?
Mammo cruiser.
Your Mammo cruiser. I know you have been wanting that for a very long time. And I know you jump in that and you go to appointments. Someone just requested that you bring that to an actual send-off, homegoing, right?
Oh, yes. I did a funeral probably 3 weeks ago. One of our Thriver sisters in our group. And I spoke at her funeral, and her sister wanted me to do an awareness talk. And that was different for me. I did it at a funeral, get your mammograms and, that was different.
That was different. But I know somebody heard you.
But you have to keep it simple. Me and Michael talk about this all the time. Keep it simple. Because when women call me, I don't have time to be deep. First, I need to know if you want to talk to me since you called me and I didn't call you.
Right. They can't, because if you go too deep, they're like, so if you keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
But the other part about that is keeping it simple. Like my favorite word I gave you yesterday, Jeanette, rough, rugged, and raw.
Yeah.
And what that means in the beginning, when you give it to them, they're like, the rough part is like, okay, that's the first phase. The rugged part is when you go through those bumps and you're dealing with those speed bumps that you call
Yeah.
friends, and those stop signs that you call family.
Oh.
Okay, when you get to that part, the raw part comes when you put those two things together and you stand back and go,
I think you just spoke a word to me. We have
You know,
a lot of people who have been giving us some great comments, some great feedback, and we appreciate all of your feedback. And even some of your suggestions about other programs, we're going to definitely link that to our YouTube. But please make sure that you actually email us at chemoglow@gmail.com if you're interested in getting these books, and we're going to get them out to you. If you live in the Charlotte area, I need you guys to actually go on her website. You take volunteer, like people volunteer, donate.
Yes.
These things can happen without donations, right? And Glow will donate to your organization by the time we end our podcast or live cast tonight. So,
Yes.
Michael, I mean, I'm gonna have to do a live all by yourself. Like,
Yes. He got a lot to say.
Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Because people want to know, after your loved one has transitioned, they've gone on. What is your life like? And how do you respond to everything that's going on? Now, don't tell us now, because I know that I'm going to have you in February.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a live with you, and I'm going to do a podcast with you. But before we break from anything, Jeanette, is there anything that you would like to add to our live tonight? I'm I was so nervous at the very beginning because Jeanette, when I say you give me life, you gave me life. You're allowing me to celebrate life with my husband and with my two babies. And you're going to hear my dog barking pretty soon because he's just now coming home because he gave me time to do this live podcast without knock on the door. But you give life to so many people. Is there anything that you would like to add before we come off our live stream tonight?
Looks like she froze.
Did she freeze?
It looks like it.
Oh. Well, at least it was at the
towards the end.
very end, right? So we'll see if she comes back on. But Michael, I so want to make sure that we get an interview with you and we get a podcast. And guys, if you have any questions for Jeanette or for Michael, you can also just email us those questions. If you're interested in your loved ones getting in touch with Michael for any support, or even my husband, let me know. We have some great men in the circle who take very good care of us. So again, Jeanette, Michael, I want to thank you. You stay backstage, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our live. You guys don't go anywhere. Make sure that you guys email us again for Comforting Words for a Weary Heart is her first book, Loving Me So I Can Live, and Inspirations. And again, we're going to go ahead and donate to her organization. I want to thank my guest, Michael, and of course, Jeanette Tyson Gregory. You can find Jeanette's website at celebratelifeoh8.org. November is coming up, guys. Lung Cancer Awareness Month. I always say it's not pretty in pink. Does anybody know the color of Lung Cancer Awareness Month? I do. It's white. And we're going to be speaking to a 14-year lung cancer survivor. Toma Hargrave will be our guest for November 14th. So come join us in about 3 weeks. I will be in my new home by then, in my new podcasting closet that I will be calling the pod. Also, coming up on Monday night, guess what? Your girl is going to be on a podcast, on a live podcast. Please make sure you tune into the Find Taylor YouTube page at 8 p.m. on Monday. I will be joining the sisters there live on YouTube. Please come and check us out. They're also on Facebook. Guys, I'm really glad you enjoyed tonight. it was so important to me to make sure that I got Jeanette on. She is an amazing woman. And if anybody wants to be a guest on our podcast, or you want a podcast, or you want to do a live, please check us out. Come see us, check us out, email me. I would love to hear your story. We can't do this by ourselves. So I want to thank everybody that was on. And again, please understand that the glow doesn't define you, you define the glow. Guys, I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye. And thank Jeanette.